Hi, this is Dr. Bill from Worcester County Beekeepers Association, and this is nuc season. So we're going to talk about how to install one of the nucs that you hopefully purchased from the WCBA this year. So most likely what you have is a new colony. You have your nuc box, and you can see this is the type of nuc box that is a reusable nuc box. Sometimes nuc boxes come in wood, sometimes they come in paper. But this is what we're providing this year, which is a reusable nuc box. It's called a Pro Nuc. Anyway, the things you're going to need for today's installation is your nuc, your hive body with frames in it. You're going to need your smoker, your hive tool. Possibly we want to have some 2-to-1 or 1-to-1 sugar water. And we're going to have an extra box to accommodate the sugar, if that's what we're going to use today. So to start, we're going to light our smoker. I've already got it nice and going. We want to make sure that we're wearing our bee suit, gloves to be protected. And we want to first start off by giving our nucleus colony a little bit of smoke. So at the entrances, we just want to give a couple puffs of smoke to get started. We also want to keep the nucleus colony close to the box. If you picked up your nuc the day before or a couple days before and the weather was inclement, it's important to keep the nuc near where you're going to have your hive, simply because if the bees get out or you let them out, if it's warm weather, they're going to orient to where the nucleus colony is. So if you're going to move them from the small box to the big box, you want them to be able to find home. So let's open up our new colony here, our new hive box. Take off the cover. We have an inner cover. And we have 10 frames of new foundation. So you can see it's completely blank and not drawn out. Our nucleus colony is going to have 5 frames of all drawn out comb, 3 frames with brood, and 2 frames of bee food, honey, pollen, nectar in it. So the installation is really quite simple. What we're going to do is we need to remove several of the blank frames. And the procedure is just that we're going to replace the frames with bees in the box with the frames with no bees. So we're going to take away, here's 3 frames, put them away. And since it's a 5-frame nuc, we're going to take out 5 frames to accommodate the new one. And just for the sake of having enough room in here, we're going to temporarily take out an extra frame. And that way, when we move the frames in, we have plenty of room. We don't have to worry about squishing the frames in, especially if this was a colony that had drawn out comb. You're replacing the colony. The sides of the frames are covered with propolis, and that takes up a little bit of room, and then they don't fit in so good. So here with a new hive, it's very easy. Also, we're going to be concerned about our entrance reducer. The entrance reducer should be set to the smallest or middle size, simply because it's establishing and it doesn't need a big opening. So let's give our nucleus colony a little smoke and let's get underway. The top on this is going to pop right off. And inside we can see that there's lots of bees. I'll tilt it up a little bit so we can see. And they look very calm, they look very happy. This nucleus colony is supposed to have a marked queen. If it doesn't have a marked queen, I'm prepared with a marking pen somewhere, and we can mark the queen if she is not there. So to start off, also what's very important is that when we take the frames out of the nucleus colony, we move them in the exact same order that they came out into the new hive. So we'll start off with the endmost, gently removing it. And we can look at it and we see it's bees And there's lots of honey on this frame. Now we're just going to drop it right in the box. Next frame, and we're looking for the queen, is we have a frame that has some brood on it and bees. We can tell right away that there's definitely a queen here because the bees are so calm. And here's a second frame of brood, and I'm looking for the queen. I don't see her. And she's not on this side. In the box. And we're almost halfway done. Next frame, frame number 3, is more brood and honey. Lots of calm bees. And I don't see a queen on this side either, but I see lots of bees and brood in the box. Next frame. It's also, we have some larvae, eggs larvae. I see some brood. And then on this side I see the queen. And if you can see her with the blue dot. So she looks like a very beautiful queen. She's got a nice blue dot on her head. And this frame also has eggs larvae and capped brood. Alright, last frame. We pull it out. And this is a frame that also has some brood on it, but it has some honey in here. Lots of bees. They go in the box. So one of the things that we did was I wanted to make sure that when I put the queen in, that the queen side of the frame was away from where I'm adding new frames, just to make sure I'm not going to squish her when I compress the frames a little bit. So I moved them over a little bit, and now we can take our extra frame, put it in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm going to squish all the frames together so there's equal spacing on the ends. Inside the box there's a few more bees. I can just shake them out of our nuc. Or if I don't want to shake them out, I can just rest this up against the box, and they'll be happy to come out by themselves, and they'll go into the hive and follow the queen. So the next step, our hive is just about done. Give it a little smoke to get them down, because I don't want to squish any. And we're going to put our inner cover on. I like to put the notch in the back, notch down. And because we want to draw a lot of foundation, we're going to add some sugar water. And I have 2 little sticks putting down. I have a jar of sugar water. Turn it upside down until it creates a vacuum. I'll add that on the top. We will use our empty honey super box, which should be the right size. And on top of that goes our cover. And that completes the installation of a nucleus colony.